Hey everyone, this is Prince Watercress, and welcome to a brand new Let's Play. This time around, it's going to be the Karate Kid for the Nintendo Entertainment System, and this one is legendary just for being really bad. I might as well go ahead and put that out there right now. The Angry Video Game Nerd did a video of this very early on. I think he re-revisited it too. I can't remember off the top of my head, but yeah, he definitely covered it. And yeah, it's pretty bad. We got one player, we got two players alternating, we got a dual mode. Let's go ahead and just play with the one player mode. You can kind of tell by the high score that I did a run of this. And here's the first stage, which takes place at the end of the first movie. Basically, you just gotta stand there and kick the crap out of your opponents. Really not that hard. Of course, I want to use one crane kick each on these guys. And then, I can just use my regular kick while I'm standing up. Crane kicks can be used with the B button. If you don't want to use them, hold left or right and then kick. Otherwise, you will use the crane kick automatically. And we are now in stage 2, Daniel-san in Okinawa. This is where the second movie begins, and this is where we get into the meat of the game. The music here is possibly the only good thing about the game, at least to me. Now, you may be noticing all these C's that I'm picking up. These are the crane kick icons. You'll see some D icons that look like those two. Those are the drum punches when you're done with the A button. Just like the drum kicks, just like the crane kicks, if you don't want to use the drum punches, hold left or right while pressing A. So yeah, A is punch, B is kick. You have to press up to jump, which makes this harder than it should be. And you can see that I'm trying to pick up as many C's as I can to stock up on crane kicks because I'll definitely need them later on. More than likely. And whenever you pick up a crane kick or drum punch icon, you actually rebuild health, though it doesn't seem that way at the moment, but later on in the game you will. And here's one of 3 bonus stages, the ice block break. Wait for the bar to fill up. And if you do it right, you do that. The more progress you make in a bonus stage, the more power-ups and points that you get. And every 20,000 points, you get a 1-up. I am definitely going to stock up on some. Get over there. And I lost a lot of health there. Sadly. Thankfully, the enemies here are really easy and go down in one hit. This is going to be somewhat boring sometimes. I hope not. Because I'm going to go for a lot of crane kicks in this video, especially here. This is the best place to stock up on them. And I just lost a life, and you can see how pretty easy it is to do that. Thankfully, I kind of started at a continue point, and I guess it was right here. And regardless of that, I'm going to get a few more crane kicks, just for good measure. Oh boy, well, this game was made in 1987. There's really nothing this story stares with the movie except for the plot. That's about it. The action acts like that of your typical 80s arcade game, which would be good if the controls were really responsive. You're always going to have 2 guys coming out at any time, and really helpful tip if you can pull it off. If you can have 2 guys behind you and just keep them on the screen the entire time, you won't have to deal with enemies. This really helps in the later parts of the game. And by later parts, I mean level 4. Yep, that's right, there are only 4 levels in the entire game. And pretty much like the angry video game nerd said, hey, if this game is hard, we might as well make the hardest 4 levels in existence. And once again, I basically say something and I keep stuttering and forgetting what it is I'm trying to say midway through. I swear I will never get that down. If you're wondering how to find the bonus items, bonus rounds, just look for openings and buildings and stuff you can go through. Here's another one. This is the swinging hammer. And you have to press A or B just before the hammer hits you. And I can never really get the timing down, but if you get it, the timing down is rewarding. Another thing that should be mentioned is sometimes you'll see characters in the game such as Mr. Miyagi or the girl or Shozen's teacher, whatever his name is. I can never remember the names of the Japanese character, just Daniel-san and Mr. Miyagi. And I've seen movies 1 and 2, so I really have no excuse. I've seen 2 recently, a couple months ago, back when it was on AMC, and go check it out. Speaking of which, I'm surprised this game never got the rights to use either Cruel Summer by Bananarama or Gloria Love by Peter Cetera. Really good songs from the 80s that ended up on the soundtrack, especially Gloria Love. Shows how much of a producer David Foster could be in the 80s. Amazing how he just had a lock on really good adult contemporary music at the time. And I have like 40 crane kicks now. That is amazing. This is like the most boring video I've probably ever made, but at the same rate, I'm making the game look like child's play. But believe it or not, you're better off doing this, because if you don't do it now, in Stage 2, you will have a really hard time doing it in Stage 4. I kid you not. You're going to be dealing with enemies that take 2 hits to kill, come at you with spears, eat away your health, and just make getting through the game more impossible than it should be. Now granted, you can make it through Stage 4. It has been proven. Heck, there's even a walkthrough on SmackDown GT. That old dog of a site that hasn't been updated in ages, that I used to go to when I was in high school. Started rediscovering NES. Played it when I was a kid, but when I got internet around the time I turned 17 and I started school and started senior year of high school anyway. That was when I finally had my own internet connection, and when that happened, well, I started looking for stuff, I started getting into. That's how I discovered a lot of stuff. That's how I discovered GameFAQs. That one was still run by CJC. It's Sailor Bacon, aka SB Allen now, but I digress. Anyway, that's how I basically discovered what there is in the internet to see. Kind of funny. I did my senior English paper that same year, and I unintentionally wandered into rotten.com, and that's how I found out it was a shot site. And it took me like several logins to figure this out, and then I was like, what did I do? And I just used a crane kick there. I'm an idiot. I've got like a bunch of lives by now. You definitely want some lives for this game too. You will definitely need the lives, because if you don't get them now, just like the crane kicks and everything, you're going to have a really hard time. The more lives you have, the better this game will be, because Stage 4 is going to eat through them really, really quickly. And once you lose all your lives, you're effed. There's no continues. There's no going back to the stage in which you lost your last life. There's no continued code like in Star Wars for Famicom or Super Mario Brothers. You're boned. You've finished across the finish line in the wrong direction. You've written what you've written. You've said it. That's it. I can picture what you angry video game nerds are probably thinking right now. 3 lives? No continues? But yeah, this game is not going to hold your hand. Some of the best games did not hold your hand. Mario Brothers did not hold your hand. Super Mario Brothers did not hold your hand. The old Zelda games, they did not hold your hand. I actually remember seeing an article from somebody on some random blog that I can't remember the name of at any one given point. I think if I find it, I'll be able to post it in the description, much like I will with SmackDown GT, don't worry. And guess what? You're gonna find out that what would happen if games from like the 8-bit area held your hand much like games do now. You basically learn the entire controls in the game. What's the use of the instruction manual? I kind of miss the days of figuring out that certain things did what, to some extent. I'm actually looking through the instruction manual. Guess what? Nobody's got the time these days to look through an instruction manual. Let's get through the game now. It's like people just want to learn to do everything right away. It's like kids these days expect textbooks to do the same thing too, and it's just you know. And just by talking, I kind of made this grinding thing a lot easier. I already have 86 crane kicks now. And I hate how sometimes these guys come in from like the other end. I hate that. And you want to grab these C icons or D icons or whatever's up there above your head before it's too late, because you only have like 5 seconds to grab them, and once they're gone, you're gonna have to wait a little while longer for another one to show up, which I do not like. Yeah, you can kind of tell that I'm ticked off with the game. I just played through the whole thing as part of a practice run, and it appears I'm going to beat my own high score. So be it. And you can probably tell by now that the crane kick icons are bringing my health back up. At least 2 units. You can also jump to keep from using a train kick. And yeah, I knew there was another thing there, another bonus stage. Yeah, you basically want to hit it so that the hammer touches your hands just in time. I can never really get the pattern of that thing down. Hated that. And there are bosses at the end of these stages. Guess what? It's chosen every single time. You have to fight him like 3 times. And guess what? He's always easy. Just use your crane kicks. Like so. He's really easy. And with that, we are at stage 3, the Typhoon Strikes. And you know what? I'm just gonna end it here. Because, well, I'm tired of kicking the crap out of everything, and I want to be a little more refreshed when I do this stage. You know, that sort of thing. Yeah, yeah. So, until then, this is Prince Watercrest. Join me next time where we go through the storm, make it all the way to the end, save the girl, and then have to deal with the final battle was chosen. 4 stages, but they're the hardest in existence. And now you kinda know what to do. in order to get through it. Just grind your face off in stage 2. That's pretty much all I can say. Just keep getting all those points, keep getting all those crane kicks. You're gonna need the crane kicks. You're gonna need the points, you're gonna need the extra lives, you're gonna need everything you can get your hands on, or else you're not gonna make it. And there's no way to get any continues. So you better do this in one trip. You better be armed with lives, crane kicks. Yeah. I hate this game. And you can too. This is Prince Watercress. Take care. Stay safe.